The Stonecutter's Wishes. Once upon a time there was a stonecutter who went every day to a great rock in the side of a mountain. The stonecutter cut out slabs of rocks for building houses and paths. One day he carried some stones to the house of a rich man. The walls were hung with pink silk and silver embroidery. The table had sweets and delicate biscuits on it. The furniture was made of gold and sweet-smelling woods. The stonecutter said to himself, "Oh, if only I were a rich man." A voice answered to them, "I am the fairy of the mountain. Your wish is granted. Shall be a rich man." When the stonecutter got home, instead of his wooden hut, there stood a grand palace. It was filled with beautiful furniture. The bed was stuffed with goose feathers, and the sheets were made of silk. For a while, the stonecutter was happy ordering his servants around and enjoying his amazing treasures. But one morning, the stonecutter saw a beautiful carriage passing by. It was pulled by 4 white horses with white feather plumes and turquoise reins. The carriage sat a prince, dressed in rich clothes. Over the prince's head, a servant held a golden umbrella. "Oh, if only I were a prince," said the stonecutter. "Oh, only if I could go in a carriage like that. If only I could have a golden umbrella hold over me, I would be so happy." The voice of the mountain fairy answered, "Your wish is granted. You shall be a prince." And a prince he became. His carriage was blue and silver. A servant held a peacock umbrella over his head. But it was summer, and the sun came into his carriage, making him hot. The stonecutter looked out of his carriage and saw the sun stride up the rivers, and he said, "The sun is stronger than I am. Oh, if I were the sun." The mountain fairy answered, "Your wish is granted. You shall be the sun." And so the stonecutter became the sun. He shone down, warming the cold earth. But then a cloud covered his face and hid the earth from him. No matter how hard he tried, he couldn't sunshine through. So he shouted out, "So a cloud can stop my rays reaching the earth. It must be more important than I am. I wish I were a cloud." And the mountain fairy answered, "Your wish is granted. You shall be a cloud." And so a cloud he became. For weeks the cloud blocked the sun. He poured out rain till the rivers overflowed their banks, flooding towns and villages. Only the mountain stayed the same. The cloud said, "The mountain is stronger than I am. Oh, I wish I were the mountain." And the mountain fairy answered, "Your wish is granted. You shall be the mountain." And the mountain he became. "This is better than everything," the stonecutter said to himself. But one day, along came a stonecutter. He drove tools into the mountain surface and hit it with a hammer. A trembling feeling ran through the mountain. A great block broke off and fell upon the ground. Then he shouted, "An ordinary man can break me into pieces. Oh, if only I were a man." And the mountain fairy answered, "Your wish is granted. You shall be a man." And a man he was once more. He set off to work again at his job of stone cutting, and stopped asking for things that he had not got. He was happy at last, and never asked for anything, and never heard the voice of the mountain fairy again. The end.